Hello, here we are in Canada 150 celebrations in beautiful St. John's, Newfoundland. I'm joined by Sam and Ryan of the Sheepdogs for Rock Eden Radio. How's it going, fellas?
Good.
Doing good.
We're gonna hit you with some rapid fire Canadian 150 content here.
Sounds good.
So we'll just list it off and see what we get. All right. So first off, what's your favorite Canadian band?
The band.
The band. Yeah.
What an answer. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
I mean, I guess they're
the
not
band.
all technically Canadian. Levon is not Canadian, but I don't know. I think it's one of those things that was. I mean, obviously we like a lot of Southern music and stuff like that, but it was like Canadian guys are just really good players that like made kind of like this Canadian Americana, and I think that they're as artists they're really inspirational. Is that just they were just like dudes that just went out and played music and.
Everybody thought they were the best.
And everyone
too.
thought just their best, and yeah, they had a lot of respect, and they wrote amazing songs. So
Yeah.
No denying that. What about your favorite Canadian venue? You guys have been kicking around the country for a while. Where is the coolest place to play in Canada, outside of St. John's, of course?
well, obviously St. John's first. I don't know. I mean, it's always so hard because everything's different. I really like the Commodore Ballroom
That's what
in
I was going to say
Vancouver.
too. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Let's just go with that for now.
Yeah, sure.
No explanation needed. That's a killer spot, Wicked City. All right. What's your favorite Canadian athlete?
Brett the Hitman Hart.
You really can't make that up.
Calgary's own.
Yeah.
Calgary's own, Brett the Hitman Hart. Yeah, absolutely. What about your favorite city outside St. John's, of course?
Well, Canada has a lot of great cities that are very nice to us and very beautiful. So let's just say St. John's.
Or Saskatoon.
Or Saskatoon, yeah, the Paris. Right on. So, if you guys have been traveling around in the great country, what's your favorite, when you get home to Canada, what's your favorite food when you know you're home?
Poutine, baby.
Poutine.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
Where's the coolest place to get poutine?
Burger King.
We've been to some really good places in Montreal. We've been to some great places in Ottawa.
Yeah, the one place in Ottawa I always hit is they do the smoked meat poutine, so it's like the double whammy, like French Canadian.
Oh, Duns, right?
Duns, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
Yeah.
The thing is, we're from Saskatoon, and so when you get home, they don't really use cheese curds in Saskatoon. You get a lot of like the shredded cheese, which is just like, it's blasphemy. It's not good. So we get a chance to hit like a legit, real deal poutine. We take advantage of that.
Yeah, Duns, world famous. I lived in Ottawa as well. All right, guys. So what about, we're all kids growing up watching the TV flicker off and on. What's your favorite Canadian television show?
Wow. Probably Trailer Park Boys, right?
Yeah, I have to say Trailer Park.
We all the time when we're traveling in the States or even Europe, people ask us, "You're Canadian, right?" Yeah. You guys watch Trailer Park Boys?
it's so huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, we're all big Trailer. We're constantly making Trailer Park Boy references and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Worst case, Ontario.
Oh, that's a big one.
They're actually Maritime boys too, so good on them. Yeah, right on. So, all right, let's shift it to Much Music. What's your favorite? Who is your favorite Much Music VJ?
It's got to go with Master T.
I was gonna
all
say
the way.
Master T too.
I mean, I'm doing bad to ask, really.
I kind of wonder what happened to Master T. I mean, we like Bill Witchka is like a weatherman in like Kingston,
we
Ontario.
met him once,
Yeah, we
yeah.
met him. Like Rick the Tamp's doing his thing. I don't know what happened to Master T, man.
I think he's just keeping it real.
Probably. He always was.
He always will. Master T, yeah, a definite favorite of mine as well. All right, guys, Canadian rock has its ups and downs. What's your most favorite guilty pleasure Canadian rock song? Why?
What about "Loving Every Minute of It" by Loverboy?
I was gonna say like pretty much everything off of that like Leather Pants album.
Is that a song on that one?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but yeah, Loverboy is a pretty good guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
It's just great. I know it's good.
Not even a guilty pleasure. I love that song.
I don't feel guilty about liking
Yeah,
that
I
song.
don't feel guilty at all.
No,
Every
Loverboy.
minute of it, really.
All right, from Saskatoon, what's the Rough Rider saying? What's your favorite Rough Rider moment?
Well, a couple years ago, we played the Grey Cup, 2013, I think, where they were in it against Hamilton, and they beat their ass down. And it was one of the best days ever, I'd say.
Yeah,
like,
it was like
amazing.
pretty great to like play. I mean, our home province, but also they kicked the shit out of Hamilton, which is great.
What was the city like for that? I mean,
It was wild. It was like, I mean, that's the thing is like Saskatchewan doesn't have a whole lot like as far as sports teams in general, so everyone just rallies behind the one sport and one team. And we got to we were like on the sidelines when they won, and me and you and from the band got to rush on the field, and we got like championship hats, and we were like, oh, when they were like hoisting the cup, it was awesome. So that's pretty good Rough Riders moment.
That's an amazing Rough Rider moment. You guys played at many Canadian festivals. What would you? Where would you rank the top Canadian festival in Canada right now?
I'd probably say Osheaga. I think that's. I mean, a lot of the other festivals aren't going on anymore. But I don't know. Osheaga is a pretty like cool vibe, and talking again about a city, kind of like everyone comes to a city and it's like kind of right in the middle of the city, but they've kind of taken this little piece of land and they have such cool areas. We've done it a couple times, and I think that probably is like the coolest stuff. Like if you want to go like big festival.
Very cool. Also, it has the best backstage food.
It's good poutine as well.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's the
Canadian Lollapalooza.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. SNL members, we've all seen them. Who would you rank as the top Canadian SNL member?
I don't know, probably Mike Myers. I don't know. He was probably the biggest guy on the show during one of its best eras.
Wayne's World.
And Wayne's World is a great movie. There's other good ones though. I don't know. I can't think of it.
Nothing wrong with any of that. Do you guys remember those old vignettes, the heritage moments?
Oh yeah.
What would you say is your top Canadian heritage moment? What jumps at you?
I recently I was doing a drinking game with somebody once where you had to name the heritage moments, and it's surprising how few people remember and how many there are that I've never even heard of. Anyways, but I think that the Halifax explosion one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some intense Saturday morning action. It really woke you up.
Either that or the one where they're banging on the tables going, "Get them out!"
Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
Oh, we are Canadian. All right, guys, here's a fun question. If you were to pick and assemble from any era a top Canadian supergroup, and you got to pick a bass player, you got to pick a drummer, you got to pick a guitarist and a singer, who would you pick?
Let's go with maybe Burton on vocals.
Yeah, Bert Cummings on vocals,
Jerry Edmonton on the drums.
Chris Murphy on bass.
Yeah. It's guitar. Jim on guitar.
Yeah.
What would you name the band?
So it'd be like kind of like in with like the hip indie thing. You have to. I think going like Oh Canada would be a good one. Like there's a lot of like Oh bands going on.
Like with apostrophe?
Yeah.
Or-
Or
okay.
like So H.
Yeah.
I'd listen to that. All right, guys, really do appreciate the time. Last question I got.
Drivers. That'd be a good name.
Yeah, there you go.
We could cut that in.
Yeah. All right, that answers that question. I think the Log Drivers would be a good name.
You heard it here first. What ultimately now, serious, we'll make it a little serious. What makes you proud to be Canadian?
I mean, I think we travel around a lot, and it's pretty cool how like Canadians live all over. But I think the biggest thing about being a Canadian is how much Canadians are respected. I think internationally, but also at home. It's just like we travel across the country, travel all over the world, and I think in general, just Canadians have like such a great reputation. And I mean, obviously we know that we know people that are like jackasses in Canada, but in general, like Canadians are just really well respected and really friendly, and I think that's something that's really good, because I think if you go out into the world and you give your country a really good reputation, it only makes things better at home, and I think that's because it's bred at home, and that to me is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. We do live in a great country. I want to thank you guys so much. We're looking forward to the show tonight, Canada 150 celebrations here in St. John's, Newfoundland. Sheepdogs, we're lucky enough to grab them here for this. You catch them here tonight. Rock Eden Radio signing off.